Welcome to People Without Pants, everybody. I'm sorry we're late. I had to help my grandma.
And I was in the bathroom.
Yeah, that it is better to not be in there on the stream.
Or maybe I could be making a stream on the stream.
Yeah, I don't need to have you shot suspiciously from only the neck up and you're like, "Yeah, so the thing I love most about Cisco is hang on." Anyway, I really love how Cisco.
Yeah, that might be fun, but it might not be. There's options. There's
There
options.
have been times you and I were talking off stream via video chat where I'm pretty sure you were on the toilet and I just didn't say anything.
Dog. I mean, shitters aren't quitters.
I remember you once, while on a conversation with me, just took an entire shower. You
Sometimes
just put your phone on the rack so I could only see you from the mid chest up, and then just took a fucking shower.
I had shit to get done. Like
I mean, I respect it.
there was daylight to use. You know what I'm saying?
I think this was nighttime, but yeah.
Exactly. There was daylight to use for other things, so the nighttime was being used for this.
Speaking of, nature in general, I assume you've been following this drama with the reflecting pool, right?
Okay, I've heard bits and pieces. I just want to come out here and like throw something down.
What?
I have a buddy who was like super flipping out about this, and I've come to the conclusion that most people I know care more about the fucking reflecting pool than they do about a trillionaire existing. And I just don't know how to put this, but like, there's not a single building in America that has real antiquity when you stand it up against like a lot of places. So
Yeah.
going and flipping shit about what is essentially a pond is just so indicative of the American way. Like,
I agree, for the record.
dog, y'all don't give a fuck that you don't got a canal system, but you're worried about the shitty pond in DC. Like, okay, does it suck? Yeah, sure it sucks. But like, bro, what are we gonna go back to that weird like thing where it's like Abraham Lincoln and George Washington like they can see each other across the yada yada because the reflecting pool and blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Like yeah, what exactly is the reason that it's being sold to me? First person who told me this, they got so mad, and I literally I think my words were, "Are you Forrest Gump?" Like
That's
what
the joke everyone's making.
what is your relation to the well? What's the relation to the reflecting pool that we gotta care?
Yeah, there really isn't one. It's just really fucking funny that Trump and all his people are so dumb that they couldn't even paint the reflecting pool without causing problems.
Well, this just in: rich people don't know how things work, and when not consulting tradespeople, end up making long-term shitty decisions.
Yeah. You think the pool guy he hired would know this, but I guess not.
Why would I think that?
Because you'd hope that a guy who'd been doing the pool business for decades would have some idea of what he's doing.
Okay,
You'd
okay.
hope.
Now I am just a layman, but I know random things. I'll point out something you might not know. Do you know about the upcoming opening of the museum underneath the Lincoln Memorial?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so underneath the Lincoln Memorial is a giant fucking cave.
Okay.
I want to say 50 foot. And like when they built the Lincoln Memorial, they got like the support beams down there and other shit. Now, they like encase them in like this weird bulletproof plexiglass, yada yada, and they're slowly going to open it as a museum to the public. Because
Okay.
interestingly enough, there's stalactites that have formed from just 50 years.
By the way,
of water.
stalactites are those hanging, right?
Yes,
Okay, stalagmites are the ones poking up.
I believe so.
Okay, I believe you're correct.
Now, stalactites have formed from the fucking ceiling from all the 50 years or 150 years.
I'm
How
guessing 150.
How old's that thing?
Ancient.
It's not that old. It's like 200 at most. Wait, it can't be 200. It's Lincoln. I'm dumb.
Yeah, you were correct. Stalactites are coming from the ceiling.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. The reason or the way I always remember that is it's pretty tight to see something hanging from the ceiling. But if you're falling towards it on the ground, you might die.
Haha.
It's silly, but Anyways.
Anyway, so there's a big cavern under the fucking Lincoln Memorial, and they're gonna like collapse it on themselves, trying to make a museum.
No, they're not gonna collapse it. It's like fine because it's not like the Trump people doing this. This is like just a long planned, easy people are doing this. Now, what I'm trying to point out is this: fucking stalactites are forming from this memorial. You need interesting and thoughtful architects whenever you're working on any of these projects. You can't use your buddy Steve who has a pool.
Accurate.
I think Trump had a pool guy.
Yeah, a guy he pardoned, by the way. Like a guy who'd gotten in trouble for something else a few years ago, and Trump pardoned him.
Who cares? Who fucking cares?
Also, he looks like this. This is the part I care about. He looks like this.
I do enjoy that.
He looks, one of my friends described it as, he looks like Josh from Drake and Josh trying to disguise himself as an adult.
Huh.
He really does, too. He really does look like fat Josh Peck.
There's a lot of things you could say he looks like.
By the way, it's weird seeing Josh Peck fat again now, like when I look at old stuff of his, because he's been skinny for so long. Now he's like a fucking sex symbol.
I have not been keeping up with Josh Peck in a while, man.
Well, I saw him somewhat recently because he had a little bit part in season 2 of Last of Us.
That sounds fair.
Yeah, he was one of the asshole fucking Fedra soldiers.
Okay.
Anyway, he's been skinny for so long that now when I see old pictures of him, I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, I enjoy seeing a good change of shape. Okay.
Yeah, hang on, let me see.
Like Rick Ross.
God damn. This is what fucking Josh Peck looks like now. Like, physique-wise. No, fuck you! I don't care about your cookies. Fuck you.
Oh my god, just stop getting so mad. It's just how computers work. I mean,
granted, this is a somewhat old photo, but...
sure.
Like, good for him, man. Being the fat kid and turning into that is not easy.
You are really on some I feel bad for the fat kids today. Folks, right before stream, that's what I was getting told about by this one.
Oh, yeah, because I feel bad that the Rizzler had to discover at age, 9 that celebrity buys you people's fake affections. Like, I feel bad for the kid having to learn that lesson so young.
I don't understand that. You should be happy for him. That he
let me rephrase. I hate that he had to learn the lesson firsthand rather than from a fictional narrative the way I learned that lesson as a child.
I don't think so. Because when you learn things from fictional narratives, you end up a little jaded. When you learn things from real circumstances, you end up with actual perspective.
I just hope that he goes on to have like a normal ass life. Like even
What's
if
up
he's still
with normal?
successful, like I still hope that he like doesn't fuck up his life with drugs and alcohol like most child stars do. And
What's with you and striving for normal?
well, not even just normal. I just mean not like getting himself killed in a fucking drunk driving crash at age 23 or whatever.
What if he wants to?
Well, if he wants to, I can't stop him, but I can still say that's a bad idea.
I mean, yeah, but like maybe the best Eminem song comes out of it.
Oh, keep talking while I look this up.
What am I talking about?
Whatever you were talking about before.
All right, name any movie.
Blade Runner.
All right, folks, we got Blade Runner, but we're putting the Rizzler in it. So we're just going to describe a way better movie.
What does the Rizzler actually sound like? I don't think I've ever actually seen a video where he speaks.
Kind of what any husky kid sounds like a shittier version of Bobby Hill.
All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain.
See, if anything, that feels closer to like a butthead.
Yeah, kind of. Anyway, the thing I was trying to look up. So, I've been watching Star Trek, right?
Yep.
As I have been.
Yep.
And last night I watched part 1 of Gambit, which is the next gen episode where Picard fakes his death and he's like undercover as a space pirate and all that shit.
Oh, you mean that time Picard was like, yeah, folks, all that Prime Directive shit I'm constantly bitching about, just kidding.
I think you're thinking of a different time.
Okay, my bad. But the fact that you can say that's wild.
Yeah, because what happened this time was Picard was off doing an archaeology thing, like on business.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm thinking of the other one.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he got kidnapped by the space pirates, and so he made up a fake name and backstory and like ingratiated himself to them, and now he's undercover. It's a whole thing.
I love that for him.
A good episode. But so there's I always go on Wikipedia and I read the article, and then I go on the Star Trek wiki, and it has like the list of guest actors. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's that guy. Yeah, I saw him in that movie. So one of the guest actors was a guy named Cameron Thor. Let me see if I have a photo of him because his Wikipedia does not. Here he is. Cameron Thor. So why is this Cameron Thor guy interesting? Well, first of all, here's him as his Star Trek character under a bunch of makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So I clicked on his name. I'm like, oh, this guy's famous enough to have a Wikipedia article. Let's find out some interesting stuff about him. First of all, he's probably best known as playing Dodgson in Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Second, in 2014, that was when he was first charged. In 2016, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison, in state prison, for sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl. Only served 3 years, by the way.
Larry. We are not 15 minutes into the podcast, and you're talking about fucking pedophilia?
Well, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the third
island are you making this into?
The third point is the part that blew my mind the most. Do you know who his daughter is?
Who's his daughter?
Jordan from Gen V.
The blonde one?
No, the gender swapping one. The female form of the gender swapping character.
Can you describe that person with any physical attributes?
This person, London Thor.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
I do like how you're like, her name. Huh. It's like, well, I would have recognized that if I knew it. I don't know that.
Yeah, the one who can switch genders and has different powers as each gender. Which is actually like a really cool way to do that, by the way. Just side note about Gen V, I really like that they actually have different powers in their respective forms.
I don't know, man. That's like a doorway to problematic things. Because I'm just gonna say, get one writer in there who doesn't like what's going on, and so you're telling me there's two distinct genders?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you don't like that, do you?
Well, anyway, when you have decent writers on hand, it's a cool way to add some visual dynamism to the fight by having like the actor swap out, like, you know, one punches the one actor, another punches the other actor. Like, you can do cool shit with that.
You can. I just see so many problems waiting on the horizon.
Yeah, you have to have writers who don't suck balls. But then again, you need to have writers who don't suck balls for anything you're working on, so.
Yeah, but my point is, this is Hollywood, and we don't have writers who don't suck balls. Like, we just don't have that anymore, dude.
Well, we have some. We
No, we
have Vince Gilligan.
That is so not fucking fair.
Also, as much as I hate to give him credit for anything because all his shows are the same fucking show, Taylor Sheridan ain't a bad writer.
Which show is his one show?
Yellowstone. And then he's done like 4,000 different shows that are all like different takes on Yellowstone.
I don't know, guy. I mean, it's not great writing to get a bunch of suburban dads horny for ranchers.
Oh, that's not why he's a great writer. I've never even watched Yellowstone. And I wouldn't even say great. I just think he's good. The reason I say he's good is because he also wrote, I think, both Sicario movies. But certainly the first one, for sure.
Okay, I mean,
I'm not saying he's the best writer ever. I'm just saying he's competent at what he does.
I guess what I'm saying is we're highlighting a couple outliers doesn't negate the pattern that there is a distinct decline in the quality of the writers.
Oh, yeah, they call that slopflation. And don't worry, we will be getting to it later tonight.
Why? Why wait?
Just because I wanted to get through some news stuff so that
I don't wanna.
You're the one who suggested we cover the news.
Yeah, we don't gotta force it into the non-natural thing of what is slopflation.
Oh, okay. I'll give a brief def. So, slopflation is a term I heard coined on Twitter. I wish I remembered who coined it because I'd give them credit. But basically, the way he described it was he was talking about movies, but you can say it about anything, any form of media. He was saying how you have a movie that, like, when it came out 10 or 15 or however, maybe more years ago, it was considered slop. Not necessarily bad, but just like, you know, oh, yeah, fucking summer blockbuster, whatever. Fucking, yeah, uh-huh. But now, because the quality of the average summer blockbuster has decayed so much, a slop blockbuster from a past era now looks really insightful and brilliant.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
the examples he cited, among others, were the Pirates of the Caribbean sequels or
Transformers movies.
He didn't cite those, and honestly, I wouldn't say that, but like maybe the first Transformers movie.
I just think there's fair enough.
I mean, I'll give the first Transformers movie credit for this. It has really good CGI for its era.
I'm just saying that, like, from my perspective here, you had a bunch of directors hand-holding, or not directors, a bunch of writers hand-holding the younger generation. And the thing they were hand-holding them in was a bunch of shit that became really irrelevant really quickly.
Yeah.
And so now we have this whole new fucking generation of writers who's like, oh, throw out every fucking rule book. And let's just, like, try to reinvent every wheel.
Yeah, and I sympathize, because as someone who went to screenwriting classes for 4 years, I do agree that some things that are considered conventional wisdom are silly.
But here's the problem. None of them are in power, and so we're not going to see any of this shit for 5 to 10 years. So right now, what do I get to see? Everything that gets greenlit, and everything that gets fucking greenlit is just the older shit.
Yeah. Now, to be clear, When I say some of the rules are silly, like here's an example. Conventional wisdom for a script is that 1 page equals 1 minute of screen time.
Who says this?
That's conventional wisdom in like screenwriting.
Okay, sure.
And I get, and like by and large, that's correct, but I disagree with the notion that it's a rule because, at least the way I write, sometimes I'll have to spend half the page describing a visual that we only see for a few seconds at a time, that is.
Speaking of which, Professor Utonium, why don't we got a product?
What do you mean?
Professor Utonium is a character from Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah.
You be talking about writing things. Where's the thing?
Like, where is something I wrote?
Bring the thing for the people. The people need access to things.
I've got some of my old stuff on this computer.
Old stuff on a computer is not published works and or things accessible on a website for the people.
That is true. Here, I'll tell a story. A story I've heard online. Hang on, let me confirm which movie it was about.
Story, let's hear it. I like a good old story. Does this story involve the Rizzler?
No. And to my horror, it involves something that is older than the Rizzler, even though I have clear memories of it being released. So, because of that conventional wisdom that 1 page equals 1 minute of screen time, when Aaron Sorkin, whom I fucking hate for other reasons, but I'll get to that.
You were just talking about that the other day.
I fucking hate Aaron Sorkin for unrelated reasons that I've apparently discussed before, but he's good at writing snappy dialogue, I'll say that. I hate his politics, not his writing abilities. So he wrote the script for The Social Network, and the final draft of the script came out at 162 pages.
Yeah, man.
Which, if that were following the rule, good one by the way, would mean the movie was 2 hours and 42 minutes long. And Sony was not a fan of that. So they went to Aaron Sorkin and they were like, yo, man, you got to cut some of the shit. We don't want a 2 hour, 45-minute movie here. And he said, no, that's going to come in under 2 hours. And they say, you're lying, motherfucker. It's 162 pages. So he gets up. He's with David Fincher, who's the director of the movie. And David Fincher sets a timer, and Aaron Sorkin begins to read the script out loud at the pace it will be read at in the finished film. And it took 1 hour and 59 minutes, which was the exact finished runtime of the film.
I'm going to explain exactly what happened there, because I can already fucking call it.
Okay.
Because this is actually really funny if you think about this. There are studies that say that neurodivergent people, autistic people in particular, have a higher consistent rate of speech in conversations.
That has been said.
Is the most inhuman motherfucker on the planet. So when you read his lines, you need to like twice the speed in your head, but just for Mark and not for everyone else. And so he's doing the math when he writes it to calculate Mark being faster, and he explains it with that in mind. I'm positive that's the pitch, dude.
That is a distinct possibility. Also, Aaron Sorkin's characters in general tend to talk really fast because that's just the style of dialogue he tends to write.
Yeah, but think about like the Winklevoss twins, where like their interaction, dude, they're talking like this. Well, you're telling me that if I hypothetically talk like this, that it's a problem? I'm sitting here in a lawyer's office right now, and I'm having a conversation about how Facebook is working. I'm talking so much about a bunch of things, Eduardo. Do you not understand that? Like,
on a similar note,
I love that movie.
Fucking Cronkite back in the day, I remember reading this. I think the average, I forget the exact number, but the average person speaks at like, I think 90 to 120 words per minute, like in that range. And Walter Cronkite, because he was a newscaster, and especially because he was a newscaster in a days with shitty microphones, he trained himself to speak, I think, at only 80 words a minute, or maybe 85, because he trained himself to speak slightly slower than average to make himself very, very articulate.
Makes sense.
So here's an example. Here, I pulled up an example of a script I wrote. So I won't leave it up for long because it's my material and you're not fucking stealing it. But like, see all this shit? Like, there's a lot of text here. That only equals like 15 seconds of screen time. But I had to describe what we're gonna see, and that takes a lot of words.
Yeah, but how many fucking set descriptions do you get in a fucking story?
Not a ton necessarily. For most of the script, the rule will apply. I don't like when creative fields when someone say this is a rule you have to follow, because that's just not true. Like we always learn the lesson: show, don't tell.
Burr, 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 my PSP.
Hell yeah, Borther. Anyway, when you're writing a script, they always tell you show, don't tell. Like, it's more compelling to see a flashback of the thing than it is for someone to sit there and describe it, right?
If you're gonna argue this plot point, nah, dude, there is no way that telling is better than showing ever.
No, I never said better. Well, in general, it is correct that showing is better than telling.
Always.
But there are times, like, for example, I don't know why this is the example I'm thinking of, but in Daredevil Season 2, when Punisher has that big monologue about getting home from the war and being with his family, his performance in that scene is so fucking good that it would actually be worse if we saw flashbacks of what he's describing.
That you're misunderstanding. That's still showing.
Yeah, exactly. But they'll tell you that it's not in screenwriting classes.
No, they won't.
No, they will. I had a professor, not with that specific example.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying about like a good example of telling is where, all right, when I let's say there's a certain movie hypothetically, and hypothetically, this certain movie started out with a giant orchestral soundtrack that was really epic and hid the fact that it made me read for 3 minutes a bunch of giant text that would float up the screen, hypothetically, of course.
Hypothetically.
On this giant fucking text, hypothetically floating up the screen, it would give me details that were not fucking given to me at any other point.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, that would be telling and not showing, and I would condemn such a work for being lazy.
Yeah, and that's why the Flash Gordon serials haven't aged particularly well.
It's a great example. No, like all them shits that did that. That is telling, not showing.
I will say though, while you are kind of right, I would much prefer that to spoken narration over the fucking plot.
Give me an example of like what you're complaining about.
So like that thing in movies where someone like you see what they're doing and they narrate explaining what they're doing, you know.
Give me an example.
Well, I don't want to give you the example I'm going to talk about later, but Ready Player One, I'll go with that one.
Everything about that's bad.
Okay, but ignore that for a moment.
I can't. It's bad.
I'm not. To be clear, a narration is not a deal breaker for me in a movie. I just think that most movies don't utilize it effectively. Like Kick-Ass makes interesting work of its narration because one, it doesn't really fill in plot details as much as it just kind of tells you how Dave is thinking. But also they go meta with it near the end when it looks like he's going to get killed, and he starts explaining like, hey, just so you know, don't assume I made it through this just because I'm narrating right now. Like, there are plenty of movies where the narrator dies. You know, Sin City, Sunset Boulevard, American Beauty. Like all right, at least that's funny.
I love Sin City, man.
I do too. I need to watch those again. I haven't seen them in a while.
You say those, but the second one isn't as good.
No, it's not, but it's better than people give it credit for. I saw the second one in theaters, actually.
So, oh, you asked me what I wanted to talk about tonight, or if I had anything to bring up tonight,
Yeah.
and there was something that came up.
Before we get into that, by the way, on the subject of the
Wow.
reflecting pool,
Look
there's
at how
fucking
it is. Hold on.
okay.
I was asked something specific the other day that made me think of you,
Oh no.
and this has re-brought it up, and I'm just gonna let it linger for a bit, cause I don't want to talk yet. I just want to let this linger. Which Indiana Jones sequel is the worst one, really? Crystal
Of
Skull,
all of them?
Dial of Destiny. If you consider there's a trilogy, and you're like, all right, cool, and anything outside the trilogy is up for question now. Which one's the worst?
Of just the two 21st century era ones?
Yeah, because me and my buddy watched that one South Park episode.
They raped Indiana Jones.
Went got a lawyer.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
fucking the Accused parody where they're like fucking him on the pinball machine, like, oh.
See, that was the thing where I had to explain to my buddy. He was like, no, you don't get it. These are all very specific scenes, like having the pinball, or then squam, what? Squam. I'm like, no, this is a really stupid joke that I'm guessing flies over a lot of people's heads. And like my buddy was like, yeah, if you didn't say that, I would have just thought they were really into sexual assault. I was like, okay, never mind.
Yeah, there's a few movies they're referencing in that mixed together in a blender, but yeah.
That's I'm like, you got to be careful showing trade to anyone. I swear.
Yeah, seriously. We are lucky South Park is as mainstream as it is, because if it weren't, we'd have a lot of explaining to do.
I don't think we're lucky South Park is as mainstream as it is. Every time you get a show that's mainstream like South Park or Rick and Morty, as much as I can take some time and enjoy the media for what it is, I'm gonna have like, for every one experience like that, I get 20 of totally not white supremacists on the internet making the lives of minorities hell because they don't understand satire.
Yeah, that's another problem too. What I mean is, like, South Park is really fucking weird, and I'm kind of lucky that most people I talk to, I don't have to start by explaining what South Park is.
What do you mean?
Because, so, like, do you know the book / movie John Dies at the End?
I do indeed.
So that's like my favorite book I've ever read in my entire life.
Okay.
I don't know if it still would be today, but when I was 17 and I read it, it was the exact book I needed in my life, and it changed the course of my life, and it changed how I tell stories and everything.
We all love those.
That book is weird as motherfuck, and because it's fairly obscure, when I tell someone about a scene from it, I have to start right at the beginning. Like, I have to start by explaining what the fuck the book is.
I mean, there's parts of South Park you'd really have to explain.
There are, but like the average person knows South Park well enough that when you say, yeah, so there's this episode where Stan and Kyle get abducted by aliens, people don't go, wait, hang on, what?
Okay, that's
like,
a
they know South
yeah.
Park's
You are playing some t-ball with that. All right, how about the episode where Jimmy has to go and hang out with Classy, which is spelled with a dick, where the A is fucking the I in the logo because he can't stop getting an erection. He has to make sure the school talent show is going to go work. What about that one?
Well, see, yeah, you have to do a lot of work there, but there's a decent chance the person you're talking to at least knows who Jimmy is.
What about if I was talking about the episode in which Nathan and Mimsy are engaging in a bunch of Looney Tunes-esque tactics because we're trying to stop Jimmy and his wacky races themed car rental company from interfering with Elon Musk and Dick Dastardly. How about that, buddy?
This is where South Park being as weird as it is the advantage, because that doesn't make much more sense in context than it did just now.
Shut up, Mimsy!
Mimsy! By the way, the reason John dies at the end was on my mind is because I'm finally reading that author's newest book.
John fucks at the end.
No, this is actually not part of the... He's written 4 John Dies at the End books, but this is not one of them.
Spoiler alert. I don't think John dies at the end, guys.
Certainly not at the end of the first one. Because they wrote 3 more and he's still in them. Also, the guy who inspired John kind of got canceled because of Me Too shit, so I'm glad he didn't stop writing the books over that.
If you say so.
Well, different writer, I mean.
Oh, God, they Justin Roiland did it?
No, I'm sorry, I misexplained that. So, his name isn't David Wong, but that's the alias he used to use. Now he uses his real name on his books, but I still kind of call him David Wong just because I've been calling him that for so long.
You've been calling him Wong for so long that you feel like otherwise it'd be wrong.
Exactly. So he used to write for Cracked and Cracked.com back when it was actually funny. And another Cracked.com writer by the internet alias of John Cheese was David Wong's like high school best friend, and I believe like best friends well into adulthood. So the 2 leads, Dave and John, of the John Dies at the End book are kind of loosely based on David Wong and John Cheese. John Cheese...
I've heard this guy on a podcast I like.
You almost certainly have. Also, yes, happy Election Day, though I don't think it is where I am. But anyway, so John,
happy
the real...
Election Day.
Yes. So the real John Cheese got kind of not like a full-on cancellation. He didn't go to fucking prison or anything, but I think he got fired because he was just like being a prick around the workplace.
It's not good.
Like it wasn't full-on sexual assault, but it was like hostile work environment type of behavior. Anyway, it's shitty that he did that, and it's unfortunate because he wrote some great shit that I really like. But you know, don't be an asshole, guys. So after that happened, I was thinking, oh man, I guess they're never writing another John Dies at the End because he doesn't want to remind people that his best friend from high school turned out to be a prick. But no, he just kept writing another book, so all right. I guess I'm glad that fictional John didn't get bogged down by real John's bullshit.
That's tricky.
Also, I know for a fact after reading 4 books of him that John the character would never behave in such a manner.
He's a fictional character. Let's not ride or die for this guy.
Well, I mean, yeah, but my point is that the fictional version of John is way too nice and happy-go-lucky a guy to, like, purposefully create a hostile work environment to be a dick to his coworkers.
That we know of.
Well, yeah, obviously that we know of, but based on the 4 books of his ass that I've read now.
Yeah, but based off of people's initial impression of William Cosby.
Well, that was more than the initial impression. That was his 5+ decades of impression.
Exactly. So I mean,
he was putting his pudding pop in places that didn't belong secretly behind the scenes.
Boo. Boo.
To quote the meme I once saw, this here is Bill. Bill likes pudding. Pudding is dick where it don't belong. Don't be like Bill.
That was slightly less low-hanging fruit, but I'm still gonna go and buy you an axe for Christmas because you're a hack. Boo. Boo. Boo.
Anyway, you should read the rest of David Wong and or Jason Pargin's books because they're fucking great. You in particular would really like some of them.
I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, he's got the John Dies at the End series, and then he's got the Zoe Ash series, which I think there's 3 of so far, and then this new one is like an original standalone thing.
But what about the Stacy's Mom series?
I think they only made 1 of those.
She has got it going on.
I remember they also made not they, but someone else doing a parody made a Stacy's Mom's song about like a lesbian relationship.
Can't we have anything?
Who's we?
You know.
America's Dad, and holy shit, he could make some strong drinks. That is what Soldier Boy says.
You what?
Bill Cosby. Remember the line from The Boys? Bill Cosby's America's Dad, you know?
He is America's dad.
I mean, in a way, yes, if by dad you mean like the dad most of us unfortunately grew up with.
It's crazy that like saying America's dad was supposed to mean something good. Like,
yeah, in an ideal world, it would mean something good.
consider this. Every time our uncle shows up, we go off to war.
Yeah.
I don't feel like every family reunion is anything but like, Sam ain't here, is he? No. Is that no? Okay.
It really is funny that men are shitty fathers so consistently that we have a term for it, a term that implicitly blames women for it.
Wait, which term are you talking about?
Daddy issues.
See, I don't know, man. I'm not drinking the tea. I'm thinking, my personal take is that saying daddy or mommy issues just blames the daddy or the mommy.
It's supposed to, but a lot of dudes say it about women as like, don't mind her, she's got daddy issues. In like
yeah,
a
I'm supposed to care about that stupid thing a man said.
Yeah, true. True. Definitely don't ever pay attention to what men say.
Well, don't pay attention to stupid thing men say. It's like, okay, like I can't stop the world every time a white guy says something stupid.
On the subject of the dads thing, do you remember that fucking insane daddy's home rhetoric the Republicans had about Trump during the 24 election?
I don't, but all I could think of was the song Daddy's Home by Neo. So I kind of got distracted. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Say Daddy's home.
When they, like the RNC or whatever, like Tucker Carlson, I never pay attention to anyone ever. That's probably wise. Tucker Carlson, when he gave his speech at the RNC last year.
Did someone comment something?
Yeah, I know, right?
Sorry.
Anyway, Tucker Carlson gives this fucking speech, and literally the way he was describing Trump, and I shit you not, he made this analogy directly, was that Trump is the disciplinarian father coming home from work to discipline you, the children.
Daddy's home.
And then he said, like, you know, puts her over his knee and spanks her because she's been a bad girl or whatever. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Tucker Carlson?
Why is it a she, Tucker?
Yeah, that is a really fucking good question, isn't it? I remember the Daddy's Home talk. Yeah, it was like actually gross. It really is always rape and pedophilia with these people.
To be fair, less than 15 minutes in the stream.
Well, now we're like 45 minutes in, but...
Well, no, I'm saying it took less than 15 minutes for us to get there.
Hey, I wasn't endorsing that. It was just an observation.
You want to see the newest piece of jade in my collection?
Oh, no, I'm afraid.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just afraid it costs money.
Yeah, no shit, it costs money. It's jade, buddy.
That is nice. See, I like when stones and shit are allowed to look like actual stones.
You'd be a big fan of jade. That's where it really shines. It's not like it's not too overwhelming.
Yeah. Like, if I'm gonna pick up a cool rock I found, I want it to just look like a cool rock. I'm not like, oh, it doesn't have to be a fucking like dodecahedron or whatever.
I don't know. It's just because you're basic. Like, it's okay to like non-basic things to not be basic.
Yeah, it is.
Like the
Max
giant.
Lord, I need you to give me the stone. Dude, I wish StreamYard would add donation sound effects, like customized ones, so I could put that clip every time someone donates $4.20.
I'll be real with you. We don't have to use this weird streaming thing you're obsessed with.
Oh,
We don't.
trust me, I wish I could find a better one, but they're
Just because
fucking
you
pains in the ass, man.
work harder.
I don't know.
Sounds like we're not prioritizing our user experience. And is that really supportive of the audience? Is
You
that
are
really
right.
what needs to be done? Our inconvenience should be the labor that is worth it.
Anyway, I meant to talk about this earlier, but fucking, yeah, he's got cheap little rent-a-fence around the reflecting pool now. Ha ha ha. I like that you can literally see the rent-a-fence fucking banner on it.
Why'd you pull that up and down so fast? You'd be hurting people's eyes.
Oh, I tried to leave it up for several seconds, but the thing is glitching, so...
Several seconds?
Here. Is it actually going to work?
Several seconds? What's wrong with you? Take a breathe. It's all right. We're here. We're good. Look at this fence.
We're winning still, right? It's getting hard to tell. We are tired of winning, I will say that much.
I mean, when have we not been winning? That's the real question to ask.
Vietnam, Korea, Afghanistan, Iraq, Panama, Iran. Iran again.
We won Panama.
Well, we won in the sense that we got rid of the dictator, but then nothing actually did what it was supposed to afterwards. So,
to be fair, for a while we had a giant capitalistic super moneymaker. It's just Jimmy Carter gave it back.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, we are winning now. And by we, I mean people who enjoy laughing at America's failures.
I thought we meant white America.
Well, all right, look, this is easy for me to say, but if being part of white America means fucking that bullshit, then I don't want to be part of white America. Speaking of, actually,
the police as much.
Yeah. Speaking of white America, have you seen this movie?
I don't think so.
It's pretty good. I watched it last night.
Can I get a number 2 with large fries and Coke?
Some of that's probably in there. I don't know. But yeah, it's about the actual. It's loosely based on the true story of the actual white supremacist group, the Order, who assassinated Alan Berg and plotted other terrorist attacks. And
I like my order better.
Yeah, I do too, actually. It does sound more delicious. But anyway, it's a very simple movie, but it's very effectively done. So I recommend giving it a shot. It's on fucking Hulu.
Hulu?
Jude Law takes his shirt off at one point. He still fucking looks great, even though he's like 60 years old.
Is that your man crush, Jude Law?
He's not my man crush, but I respect him as an actor. And also just the fact that a guy as old as him still looks as fucking good shirtless as he does, I just respect in general.
Sounds like where's the dude crush?
He also has fucking chest hair because it's the 80s, which I like.
Oh, maybe this is the dude crush.
Yeah, I mean, you could do a lot worse. No, Steve Buscemi is not in it. That is, that's Jude Law with a fake mustache, I guess. There it is.
I feel like you should pull up a picture or something, because I got no reference what the fuck we're talking about at this point.
Hang on, sorry. StreamYard's fucking glitching on me today.
So, you see, because you and your weird obsession with this one platform, it don't help us.
What did you want me to pull up a picture of?
Whoever the fuck you're talking about.
Jude Law? This guy?
whoever you thought was Steve Buscemi. That's clearly not Steve Buscemi.
Oh, I didn't think he was Steve Buscemi. Someone in the audience did. Just probably because in this photo here, he looks vaguely like him.
Picture of who might be Steve Buscemi. Hit the images button. Which guy might be Steve Buscemi?
I'm assuming he was referring to this because if you only got a glance, it could maybe look like him. I don't know.
I don't know. It kind of looks like Bryan Cranston got really upset.
Well, he does spend most of this movie pretty upset, so that makes sense. I mean, if you were hunting down a bunch of racist-ass hillbillies who were killing people and blowing shit up, you'd probably be upset most of the time, too.
Nah, dude, I look like Adam Driver.
In what context?
Like, I look like Adam Driver, Ron Stallworth. Like, be having a great time.
Well, here's the problem. This guy's like an old man with failing health and shit, and he's trying to push himself to do this. So yeah, he's not in the best position.
Has he tried doggy style?
He has kids, so maybe.
So why are you judging his position ability?
Well, when I say position, and I know that you fucking know this, but I'll play into the joke as if you didn't. What I mean by in a rough position is that he's trying to take down these Nazis, even though his career is already a little fucked up and his family hates him.
No, it doesn't need an explanation, you goober.
I know. But yeah, he one of the things I like about this movie is they don't fucking hold your hand through everything. And here's an example. When he takes off his shirt in that scene, he has an enormous fucking scar on his chest from like an open heart surgery. They never fucking explain that shit at all. That's just there.
I don't know. It feels like something I do want to know about.
Well, that's not their only reference to it. He also takes these prescription pills that have weird side effects, and sometimes he gets stress-related nosebleeds and shit. Not to mention he's also, like, if you do the math, probably well into his 40s minimum. He fought in Korea, so he must be, like, 47 years old at the youngest.
It would depend on when the movie's set.
It starts in 1983, so... like, tail end of 83.
What happened in 1983? What interesting things were going on?
The Order was going around blowing shit up and trying to kill people.
They were doing that.
By the way, the Order is named after the fake white supremacist movement from the book The Turner Diaries.
Yeah, the Turner Diaries is a dog shit book that every time someone references it and calls it good, you can just be sure they're a white supremacist. It's dog
Yeah,
shit.
I've read little excerpts of it online, and even if you somehow divorced it from its white supremacist content, it's a terrible fucking book.
The motivations of the characters and the factions are pretty ham-fisted.
Well, not only that, but it also, like, forgets the basic fucking, like, logical, no pun intended, fallout of the shit that happens in it.
What pun?
Well, fallout, because, like, not only, fallout, but also because, like, the end of the book involves nukes being set off, but apparently the nuclear fallout, like, doesn't damage the countries around it, even though it would. And
you said no pun intended, but you made no puns about Fallout.
Well, I didn't make a pun about Fallout. I didn't mean to spoil the nuclear aspect before saying it. LARPers, damn right. They really fucking are.
Motherfucking LARPers.
There's scenes in this movie where we go to, like, the Nazi church, and, you know, it's church, right? You expect to have to look presentable in church.
Nazi church?
Yeah.
But Nazis are anti-religion, but go on.
Yeah, that's a convenient one, isn't it? So you'd expect this group of church-going, God-fearing white Americans to, like, look presentable and be dressed in their best for church. No, it's filled with unwashed hillbillies, and, like, the dudes up in the rafters are just, like, openly drinking beer on a Sunday morning, like, in front of their kids and shit.
Who's not trying to be drinking beer in front of their kids?
It's not the drinking beer in front of your kids thing. It's the fact that they're doing it in church in the middle of the morning in like wife beaters and jeans.
That's as the good Lord intended.
I mean, fair enough. Any god I'd want to believe in would let me wear jeans to church, but still, it's just really funny that they claim to be religious and then they do that.
I feel like their entire thing is they just weaponize whatever they want.
Yeah, they don't believe anything.
Well, they believe in things.
They believe in racism, I guess.
They believe in their own hedonism.
I've mentioned it a million times before, but I fucking love that scene in Superman Smashes the Klan where the fucking bad guy gets to finally meet the Grand Wizard or whatever, and he goes like, wait, you actually believe in the racism shit? Dude, are you dumb?
Well, obviously he's dumb.
Yeah, he's like, dude, we're laundering money here. You actually bought into this?
Well, I mean, to be fair, the entire thing with the second clan, which the third clan should be called Clan 2.5, but whatever.
Yeah.
The whole thing with the second clan was they were essentially like a marketing organization. And
Yeah.
so they sold this idea of what it was to everyone. I mean, folks, if you got a racist family, I won't judge you. Just let me see some of these old clan brochures where, like, I want to see Clan Vacation, where, like, you can go and, like, listen, take any word and you can turn it into, like, a clan word. Like, Larry, take any word about any summer activity.
Cornhole?
Come on, you mean cornhole? That's easy.
Also, I'm breaking news. I think all the Mamdani endorsed candidates won the primary, so maybe there is hope. Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be pretty cool.
You've seen Black Klansman at some point, right?
Yeah, I love Ron Stallworth. We were just talking.
So I don't think this made it into the movie, but in real life, when Ron Stallworth, he did most of the Klan shit over the phone.
Black Ron Stallworth.
Yeah, the real one, not the fake white one he sends in for the few in-person things.
Well, okay, it's important to just clarify here. Ron Stallworth is a fake guy either way. There's two Ron Stallworths. There's just Black Ron Stallworth and White Ron Stallworth.
Isn't that his actual name, though? I thought, because the real guy, the actual black cop, I thought his name actually was Ron Stallworth.
So I guess Ron Stallworths.
Hell yeah, brother.
My name's Ron Stallworth, and I'm here to say...
Yeah, Ron Stallworth was his real name, so...
My name might also be Ron, but don't worry about that guy, too.
Anyway, so I don't think this made it into the movie, but after I watched the movie, I read about this. So he did most of the Klan shit over the phone, and for obvious reasons. And they eventually mailed him an official Ku Klux Klan membership card.
Well, yeah, he does his registration over the phone, but then, like, he's got to do his in-person stuff later.
Yeah, though the movie somewhat exaggerates how often he had to do that. In real life, he didn't have to do it particularly often, but that's not a very interesting story, so...
It happens enough that he has a guy for it. I don't know what else you want.
I think in real life, he only had to do that once or twice, but...
That's enough! Like how many times does he have to do it?
Whose Discord is blasting off? I'm assuming Nick's, because mine is not open.
Nuh-uh, that's yours.
Anyway, so for the rest of Ron Stallworth's career, which went on for another like 20 plus years, he kept that Ku Klux Klan membership card framed in his office as like an ironic trophy. So like dudes who didn't know his story would walk in and they'd be like, hey man, you're black. Why do you have a Ku Klux Klan membership card?
I don't know, dude. I think you're kind of thinking it wild that like random black cop's gonna bring a dude who doesn't know him much into his office.
Well, I'm not saying like random dudes off the street. I'm just because like after doing the Black Klansman shit, he went on and had like a career in other places, right?
Yeah. So what you're saying is a random cop.
Well, not a random cop, but like another detective who maybe
Oh
just met
yeah,
him
so you're
recently.
saying that you expect another detective's gonna react negatively to this and not positively.
Oh, I didn't say either way. I just said they'd be confused about why a black guy was a KKK member.
I don't know, man. They might not be confused. They might just be happy that we're finally understanding.
Yeah, he, according to Wikipedia, after the whole Klan investigation, he transferred to Utah and worked there for another like 20 years.
Just went and did Mormons drinking because he was done.
Yeah, Utah Department of Public Safety.
Yeah, dude, that's the most like I don't want to deal with shit job ever.
Hey, fair enough, man. After doing all that Klan shit, he earned the right to retire a little.
I mean, I don't know. He's a cop. I don't know what he earned.
I'm going to assume that he didn't brutalize a bunch of minorities in the scenes between scenes of the movie.
I mean, why are we ever making assumptions about anyone brutalizing minorities? That doesn't seem responsible.
Because if I don't make that assumption, then the movie isn't fun anymore.
Maybe fun shouldn't be our priority. Safety
Oh, cool. He wrote a second book called The Gangs of Zion, A Black Cops Crusade in Mormon Country 2 years ago. That's cool.
That's fun. The Gangs of Zion.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Jesus, he's younger than I expected. I mean, that makes sense, right?
Listen, the only time I want to hear Zion and people talking positively is when I'm listening to reggae. Okay.
True.
Like Damian Marley can talk about Zion all he wants.
How many sons did Bob Marley have?
Offhand, I could say 9 or 7.
Yeah, he had like a bunch of kids. I know that, but
oh yeah, dude. Well, he fucked nonstop, and I don't think he used condoms ever. Like I think it was like a religious thing with him.
Either that or just simply they didn't have consistent condom access in that part of the world at that time, which is also true.
Okay, that is low-key racist as fuck. Let's not.
In Jamaica in the 60s?
Like, let's not be those people like, well, obviously underprivileged countries don't have access. Come on now.
Well, I'm not saying never. I'm just saying that it wasn't as fucking advanced as it is now because it was a long time ago.
Yeah, keep digging the hole.
Let's find out how many kids he had.
How many kids were there, Dad?
They're talking about his religion right now.
Losing my religion.
Holy Christ.
Yeah.
The official Bob Marley website acknowledges 11 children.
So I'm guessing 31.
Yeah, 3 of his children were born to his wife. 2 additional children of hers he adopted. Like, they all have the Marley name, you know? I did not know that Ziggy was not his legal name. That's interesting.
You thought he was named Ziggy?
Well, I assumed it was short for some name that, like, in that language, you know?
What language? Oh my god, what do you think Jamaican people are?
I assume they don't speak exclusively English.
I mean,
I don't know much about Jamaica, but I'm assuming they have an additional language they also speak.
I mean, there's a few languages, but not really, because they kind of got brutalized out of the people, to be honest with you.
Unfortunately, yeah, maybe. Yeah, so they officially acknowledge 11 kids, and
yeah, maybe. What do you mean, maybe?
Well, there's 2 others who are speculated to be related to him, but have never gotten an official confirmation.
Oh no, I don't mean that. I mean from your unfortunately, yeah, maybe about the language being brutalized out. You know, that's pretty documented.
Well, yeah, I don't mean the documentation was maybe. I'm saying, yeah, maybe it was so effective that they stopped speaking their native language entirely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's 100%. That's just what happens. That's just colonization. Pain.
According to my cursory search, they do indeed speak non-English languages in Jamaica, but they are English-based, mixed with West African languages.
So you might say that the indigenous languages got completely brutalized.
You might say that, yeah.
You might say it.
Yeah, Jamaican Patois is its official name.
Patois.
Isn't that what I said?
I don't know. You're sounded like Peggy Hill saying guacamole.
That's just how I talk.
Fair enough.
Linguists also call it Jamaican Creole. I can't decide which of those is more appropriate.
They're both fine because
Okay.
Creole is a language that's pretty much derived in the same way.
I know Haitian Creole. Well, I don't speak it, but I know of it. Like, I recognize it upon hearing it, you know?
I am aware of the existence of Haitian Creole.
Well, not just that, but also, like, I can hear it in a movie or out in public and be like, ah, yes, Haitian Creole. And then that's the end of my knowledge. It's like how I hear someone speaking Spanish. I'm like, ah, yes, Spanish. What'd they say? I don't know. But I know it was Spanish.
And they're like, that was Portuguese, you dick, and they fight you.
Actually, no. All right, I can fight you on this one. I grew up in fucking Framingham. I know the sound of Portuguese.
Fair enough. There are mad Portuguese in Framingham. Right?
Yeah, I can do Cotton Hill racism with fucking Portuguese.
Cotton Hill racism is my favorite kind of racism.
Dude, I can literally, like, I probably can't anymore because it's been long enough, but, like, back when I was in high school and I'd hear it all the time, I could hit the point where, like, I'd hear, you know, some kids speaking Brazilian, and I could, like, roughly guess what part of Brazil they were from based on their accent.
But the real question is, did you have a Brazilian girlfriend?
Girlfriend, no. I had friends, though. What?
Lame.
You act like I made the fucking decision.
I mean, act like you were complicit.
I mean, to be fair, like, I'm thinking back on the Brazilian girls I knew in high school, and there was nothing wrong with any of them, but I wasn't in love with any of them, you know?
This is why you're not in the World Cup.
Plus, due to my town's weird ESL status, most of the fucking Brazilian kids in my grade were a year older than me.
And?
No, it's not and. It's just, like, something that was part of it. When you're 14, a girl being a year older than you means a lot.
Couldn't play in the big leagues.
I didn't want to play in the fucking big leagues. I was a small boy.
Small boy with no love for big booty.
No, I had plenty of love for big booty. I just didn't have love for the mind that was contained within inside the big booty.
Run that back, chat. What the fuck you just say?
Like, I'd see some big booty bitch, and I'd be like, hell yeah. And then I'd listen to her talk, and I'm like, all right, never mind.
You just hate women.
No, that was how I felt about nearly everyone at that school, if we're being real.
Wasn't just women you hated, but amongst the people who you hated were the women.
I remember I once overheard a dude, and I don't remember the full thing he said. I know the N-word was in there, and I was puzzled whether or not he was allowed to say that, because he was not black.
You were puzzled as to whether or not he could say it, or you knew in your heart that he should?
He was like dark-skinned Latino, so I knew he wasn't black, but I was like, maybe he got permission, but then again, is that really a thing black guys can just give out?
It's not a thing we can just give out, but to be fair, his ancestors were also African slaves too.
Yeah, I don't even remember what ethnicity he was, but yeah, some group of people that got treated shit like white people somewhere on the planet in history. I know he was that.
Well, that's just it. He's a person who's not white, so you probably got treated like shit by white
True.
people.
Anyway, I forget what he said exactly, but I just remember overhearing this comment that was so dumb that I was standing with one of my friends and I just kind of leaned over and said to him like kind of pointing at the guy but talking quietly. I was like, "Thank you for telling me right off the bat that you won't be contributing anything worthwhile to the human species."
I don't know, dog. People who talk like that. I'll be real. Anyone in high school who talked about the human species, I was just like, buddy.
Yeah, I was an edgy little fuck. I admit that.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I don't remember what he said, but I just remember it was so fucking stupid that I just knew like nothing. I could safely never listen to a word that guy said ever again.
Fair. I mean, he could cure cancer.
Maybe, and if he does, I'm happy for him. But 15-year-old him was not going to cure cancer.
It would be pretty cool if he did, though.
That would be really cool. It would be really cool if a teenager cured cancer. It'd be really cool if anyone cured cancer, really.
I mean, it would result in a dead teenager, but it would be cool for a bit.
Yeah, that's not impossible.
Not unlikely.
Then again, they just find a way to monetize the cancer cure. I mean, it's not really that crazy.
I mean, yeah, but how much can you monetize the cancer cure?
Oh, they'd find a way. They'd turn it into a fucking subscription service like that Black Mirror episode, or... You'd have to get it in fucking installments. You got to get like a monthly shot for 2 years, and each shot costs $4,000 or whatever. Like, they'd find a way to do it. Or we could also handle them, and then we don't have to worry what the oligarchs think about the cure for cancer. But that's a whole different thing, and for legal reasons, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, buddy, but you're the one who. Okay, did you make your guillotine?
Who said I didn't have one already?
Where is it?
It's in my basement.
Let's see it.
It's in my gun. It's in the gun safe.
That's too small. What are you gonna fucking take out Elon Musk's fingers?
No, it's got like a little hole, and then it's got like the small construction around it.
I'll show you.
I mean, yeah, I can't put Rob Ford's fucking head in it, but I could put.
I'll show you a little hole.
I love Rob Ford, man. I miss that guy so much. You remember him?
Yeah, dude, I remember Crack Mayor. Of course, I remember Crack.
His
Mayor.
brother is now also a Canadian politician.
Crack Mayor, do what he want. He died smoking crack. Yeah.
I watched a thing about him recently, and it like reminded me of all the fucking good bits. Do you remember his comment about the sexual harassment allegation?
You're gonna have to remind me.
He was getting in the car, and like the news was yelling questions at him, and for some reason he chose to actually stop and answer one of them, which is what they always tell you not to do.
I remember the moment, but like, what did he say? Because well, he was also sweating a bunch when he did this, wasn't he?
Well, he was sweating a bunch in every clip of him I've ever seen, so yes.
Very fair.
But he's like, yeah, the allegation is completely false. She claims that I told her I wanted to eat her pussy. That's completely false. I never said that to her, and besides, I'm happily married. I've got more than enough to eat at home.
I remember.
That's so good. Oh my god, I miss Rob Ford.
He's got more than enough to eat at home.
See, the thing is that that's very like crass, but it's also kind of sweet.
All right, let's take let's put a big old break on that one.
It's nice that he loves his wife like that, you know?
Who said he loves his wife at all? He just said he has pussy to eat at home.
Well, he did also say I'm happily married, so.
Oh, that's what every fucking lady wants in a man.
A guy who will happily go down on her? Yeah, I mean, that is...
No, a dude who says he's happily married and then objectifies her on a bunch of fucking TV channels.
Hey, it's dark woke.
What?
It's dark woke.
You mean neoliberal bullshit?
No, that's woke 1. This is dark woke. This is woke 2.
The fact that you call that woke 1 is wild because it's just like,
I didn't make the term up.
okay, but that's erasureism, but whatever.
Yeah, well, as we all know, woke is when I don't like something, and the more I don't like it, the more woker it is. That is, of course, the legal Merriam-Webster dictionary definition.
You've got a point when you say that.
By the way, speaking of eating pussy, have you seen I Love Boosters yet?
I have not. Also, that's a
Damn it!
You were just go speaking of eating pussy.
I need to talk about that movie, and nobody but me has fucking seen it.
I watched Toy Story 5.
I have not actually seen that yet. How was it?
It was amazing.
Like, really?
I loved it.
Okay, because Toy Story 4 I wasn't particularly impressed with.
I think Toy Story 5 is the best Toy Story since Toy Story 2.
Including 3, huh?
I think
Okay.
I like Toy Story 5 more than I like Toy Story 3.
Wow. Now that's crazy to me, but I will watch it eventually.
Toy
So
Story
I'll
3 is a
find out.
fucking transition movie in the first place. One, like, and okay, I'll tell you how. Because most of the reasons people just hype up Toy Story 3 is because they go, I wanted to see adult Andy and I got that fucking thing at the end. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Like it's just not as impactful as people make it out to be, just because Andy was the kid we grew up with, when a big part of Toy Story was previous kids that we never saw.
I mean, that's not why it's so impactful. It's so impactful just because it's really good. But
Well, yeah, but 5 is better.
okay, I'll watch it eventually. Probably when it's on Disney Plus in like 2 fucking weeks. I still need to see Lightyear, in fact, because that one came out during COVID, so I didn't go see it.
I also have to see I watched like part of it, but like I did not give it enough like actual paying attention.
I saw 4 in theaters, and I made the mistake of doing so on a Thursday afternoon at like 4 p.m. So it was filled to the fucking brim with small children.
Oh.
It actually wasn't that bad, but it was like, all right, Jesus.
That was similar to when I went to see Toy Story 5, but I'll be real with you, it's so funny because it was very clearly like it was adults and adults who had kids now, so we're bringing the kids, and because like the moment the kids got loud, you could see the adults be like fuck, and like run the kids out, and I was like, you understand the environment we're in here.
I did hear people say that Toy Story 5 was... I've actually heard both. I've heard people simultaneously say it's more aimed at kids and it's more aimed at adults.
It's not aimed at kids at all.
Yeah, like most people I've heard talk about it say that it's much more aimed at like Toy Story fans who are now adults.
The literal premise of it is, how does the Toy Story world that we know and love deal with the technological impact on children that we live in right now? That is not a narrative for kids. You're fucking delusional.
Yeah.
The narrative for kids.
I also heard people say that their take on the tech thing was more nuanced than most movies would have been, so I appreciate that.
Going into it, I was like, this can only be so good, because like there's really only so much I expect from that take. It was way better.
Yeah. Well, its Letterboxd score is a lot higher than 4's, so that's encouraging to me.
I mean, because the take the movie gave to me was pretty much, they're just like toys. Stop trying to blame the items for trying to fulfill their existence.
Also, based only on the trailer, I can tell that it paints an unrealistically hopeful vision of parents, because they actually do sometimes make the little girl stop playing on the tablet.
One, they actively paint these parents as being the outliers from all the normal ones, so I don't know if you're really on the mark with that.
Well, yeah, I'm only going by the trailer, but I know that in the trailer there's like the scene where he goes, "All right, time to whatever," and she's like, "Huh? Okay."
And so you're trying to be cynical and be like, that never happens.
Well, no, not never. I'm just saying that like a lot of fucking parents just let their kid play with the iPad for like 12 hours a day.
Yeah, dude, because they're beat down by capitalism.
I know why. It's just a fucking problem.
Well, the problem is these parents don't have the energy to devote to parenting because they're being drained by the society in which they're being consumed. And there is no ethical consumption.
Except for eating ass. Eating ass, assuming everyone's an adult, is ethical.
But if it's under capitalism, now it's attached to OnlyFans, and Bonnie Blue's got 100 dudes waiting in
Oh
the
my
fucking
god.
phone.
So
Yeah,
is she actually pregnant, or is she just pretending she's pregnant?
I really couldn't tell you. I didn't even know it was a storyline.
I saw a video of her with like a pregnancy belly that's possibly fake, like just openly drinking at some event, and everyone was like, "Please tell me that's fake pregnancy belly."
That sounds like a Halloween costume.
It was a really high quality prosthetic, if it was a prosthetic, but it could have been a prosthetic.
It's just drinking with it. That really feels like a publicity stunt, right?
It really did feel like that, which is why I think it might be a prosthetic, but my god, it was a high quality one. Like, she paid a lot of fucking money for that prosthetic.
Yeah, this is a woman who has been called a slut by most of the internet and then made a bag off of it. I feel like bad press is just kind of her mindset right now.
Yeah, and I don't even mind you being a slut. Like, cool, have fun. I just mind if you're trashy and shitty about it.
Hey, we don't slut shame here. We
Oh
slut.
no, I'm not shaming. I'm not shaming the sluttiness. I'm shaming the going on Andrew Tate's fucking podcast.
Simultaneously, you can be a slut and a terrible person.
Yeah, I don't mind that she like fucked 100 dudes in 24 hours or whatever. I mind that she went on Andrew Tate's podcast.
I don't know. I kind of mind that she charged him for it.
She did?
Dog, they like paid tickets and entered like a lottery and
I did not know that part.
Yeah, they entered like a lottery and shit, dude.
I assumed they got paid a little bit.
No. This is what I mean about like ethical consumption, where like you take something where I get sex work is real work, but the point is not is it real work, people. The point is, should we have work to this extent for existence? I don't know. I don't know. That's just a lot.
What was the other fucking shitty thing she did?
She did another thing?
Not like a sex thing, like a comment she made or a fucking show she was on or something.
I mean, I saw something about how like the Brits said she couldn't do another escapade with 100 dudes, but anal because something about worries about STDs. I don't know.
Well, I know one thing was she wanted to do an event that was like semi-public, and the local city government was like, "You're not fucking doing that here. Sorry." Oh yeah, she wanted to like tie herself up in a glass box and let random dudes fuck her all day or something, and they were like, "You're obviously not gonna do that."
Why not?
Because she wanted to do it like in public, like on a street corner.
Why not?
Because that's a health hazard.
I mean, what street corner is it?
It was somewhere fucking, I don't know if it was London or where, but it was somewhere like with a lot of fucking people around. Like, the government was like, "Yeah, you're obviously not going to put on a public sex show on like the street corner in the middle of the day, bitch. Fuck you."
Prudes.
She did something else too. Hang on. I can't believe I'm looking this up on a non-incognito tab.
I can totally believe it. Yo, dude, the only reason you didn't do it in front of the people because the drop down would have exposed your ass.
I use incognito tabs for all that shit.
Allegedly.
I didn't do it in front of the people in case one of the first photos to pop up was sexual in nature.
Allegedly. Also, we can do a lot under parody law, so whatever.
Yeah, but I didn't want like a picture of a close up of her fucking vagina to just pop up.
You do realize Safe Search exists.
I don't have that shit on. I'm an adult.
Like, that's it's for like work purposes, not for children, you goober.
Who the fuck is? Oh, that's really weird. All right. Yeah. So she. Okay, it was fake. All right. She made some content with a prosthetic baby bump and announced, Jesus Christ, a golden baby shower event in which she invited members of the public to urinate on her. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that event didn't wind up happening, but
She's doing bits, bro.
yeah, I know. It's like, Jesus, just make your fucking porn, bitch.
She's making a bag off the bits.
Yeah, I get what she's doing, and I can't even fault her for that part. It's just like, oh.
I'd be more upset she doesn't market it.
Content makes use of aggressive language. Well, that's just porn, bitch. So now they're just talking about like details of the porn she makes, which like I don't care about that.
Wow, you don't care?
Not really.
What if it's good porn?
I've seen a little bit of it. It was fine.
Is it good?
Mildly attractive woman getting railed by a dude. Like, all right, fine. It works in a pinch, I guess. But
Not most American porn or most porn in general, I guess.
oh, here it is. Yeah, this is what yeah, she endorsed Nigel Farage. All right.
Who?
Nigel Farage.
I don't remember who this is.
He's a British politician who's evil. Like he's there like Mitch McConnell or whatever.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, she specifically endorsed his tax and immigration policies of his new super far right political party. Yeah, so that's what I forgot.
Doesn't sound like a supportable decision.
Lily Phillips. Oh yeah, that's the other one. Jesus Christ, there's fucking porn stars younger than the DVDs I own. That does not make me feel good.
You're old, bud.
Yeah, I didn't need to be reminded of that fact, but I am.
Punk, you're old. Wait, also, haven't you always owned DVDs older than yourself?
Not really, no.
That's weird. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I was born in 97, so DVDs like barely existed then. So yeah, most of the DVDs I own were made sometime after I was born.
I guess.
And my dad, I mean, not that he was the latest adopter of DVDs, but my dad bought his first DVD player in like 2000, so that was after I was born.
Well, it's important to note that in the year 3000, not much has changed, but they live underwater.
Yeah, and everything's chrome too.
And your great-great-great-granddaughter is doing fine. She's doing fine.
I guess that's nice. Anyway, a while ago we were talking about the movie The Order. It's pretty good. Watch it. Nicholas Hoult is really good as the fucking Nazi leader, and Jude Law's really good as the FBI guy.
I do like some Jude Law.
I've really grown to like Nicholas Hoult. I mean, I never disliked him or anything, but my fucking God, he's given such great performances over the last few years.
I've been telling you Nicholas Hoult was out here.
Well, I always knew he was, because like I'd seen Fury Road and everything. And like he was really good in the X-Men movies, even though those movies are dog shit for the most part. But then, like, in the last few years, say the last decade, it's like, oh, damn, he was really fucking good in Juror Number 2. Oh, damn, he was really fucking good in Superman. Oh, damn, he was really fucking good in The Menu. Like, all right, he's just really good all the time.
Yeah, but Tony Stoneham.
Which one is that?
From fucking Skins.
Oh, I have not seen that, actually. I haven't watched a ton of British TV.
it's weird if you were just depressed and watched MTV at a certain time, you just kind of fell into this pipeline that gave you like a bunch of reasons to watch Brit TV. And if you were me and had access to every media ever, that ended up fun places.
Yeah, if you want a British show that's really fucking good, check out Spaced.
Yeah, I think it's in the similar vein.
Well, it's probably a lot more lighthearted than Skins, but yeah.
Dog, Skins was great. I miss Skins.
Based on that title, I'm assuming it is not exactly like a workplace comedy.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Spaced isn't a workplace comedy, but it's like a sitcom, you know.
Oh, true.
But it was Edgar Wright's first project when he was like fucking 25 years old.
Sounds pretty dope.
In fact, there's a few instances of this, but most notably, there's an episode that opens with Simon Pegg. It was also his first role. Him and Nick Frost. That's how they met.
Simon getting pegged?
Exactly. So Simon Pegg wakes. He's having like a dream about a zombie apocalypse where he has to fight his way through zombies, and then he wakes up. But like the whole scene is basically the dry run of Shaun of the Dead. Like it even uses the same camera angles and shit. It was the first time Edgar Wright was thinking, "Damn, I really want to put Simon Pegg in a zombie movie."
Because damn, I really want to put Simon Pegg in a zombie movie.
Yeah, and then maybe 6 years later, he actually got to make Shaun. In fact, in Shaun of the Dead, remember when they run into the other group who are all like bizarro versions of them?
Yes.
The lady leading that group is the other lead from Spaced.
Oh, that's fun.
Like they gave her that little cameo because she didn't. Not that she never kept acting, but she was very content to stay in like the world of British TV acting. Whereas Simon Pegg became like a household name.
Was she also with cause was she with Edgar in the shitty Star Trek British thing?
Do you mean Red Dwarf?
I couldn't even tell you the fucking name of it.
That's the closest thing I can remember to shitty British Star Trek.
It has the dude who Simon Pegg's always with.
Nick Frost?
Yes.
Um,
like literally type in shitty British Star Trek Nick Frost on Google for me for the people.
Well, hang on, I've got Nick Frost's Wikipedia open right here, so.
Duck.
It's a TV show, right?
I think.
Doctor Who. Black Books.
No.
How recently was this?
I want to say it was older, but it had a name like Warp Drive or some stupid shit.
Well, there was Red Dwarf, but I don't think he was in that.
No, it was definitely him. Because I watched that shit for 5 minutes. First episode was like, nope.
Spaced was basically his first role ever. Like, he was working as a fucking waiter when he got that job, so.
What was he waiting for?
Haha. I'm assuming snooty British customers at whatever coffee shop he worked at. Hyperdrive?
There it is. See? Shitty name like Warp Drive. I was pretty close.
Well, I don't even think Hyperdrive is a particularly bad name for a show. It just sounds like the show wasn't very good.
I think the name's just blasé.
I mean, yeah, but I'm like that with titles, though. A lot of movies I really fucking love have titles I don't really like.
Like what?
I still, even though I love the fucking movie more than anything, I still don't think Blade Runner 2049 is a very good title.
Not the
But
best.
then again, their only other real option was to just call it Blade Runner, like fucking Halloween. So
Blade Runner Electric Boogaloo.
yeah, so I never saw this this Hyperdrive show you're talking about.
It's just bad.
Like, what's bad about it? I never saw it.
Like it felt very not only dry British comedy, but just like a lackadaisical understanding of or treatment of lore, rules, just like just really shitty British parody phoning it in type energy.
Yeah, it's a sitcom. That doesn't. I mean, I don't want to say it's impossible for that to work, but
by the way, so you sent me a text that I did not answer because I was busy at the moment, but I had wanted to ask you. So I see you're noticing Cisco's gigantic balls.
Well, I noticed that from the first moment he stepped onto the screen, but now I'm like,
but they grow.
Yeah, like because I'm on early. I just finished the 3-part storyline that opens season 2. Like I just watched it earlier tonight, and it's like, oh, he's just leading an armed revolt against the coup d'état. Okay,
he doesn't care. He just does not care. Okay.
I mean, it does help that apparently the way Starfleet works is that as long as nothing too bad happened, it's okay that you broke all the rules. So that definitely helps. But
I mean, yes, but I think what cracks me up about Cisco is when you first meet him, he's like, God damn it, I don't want to be your fucking prophet.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get to the end of season 1, he's like, well, what you gonna do? I'm the prophet.
Yeah, guess I'm the prophet, motherfucker.
And then starts fucking around more and more, being like, do you want me to call Bajor and get the entire culture to shut off? Because we'll do it. Oh, I'm sorry. They'll do it. Did I say we?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, I'm not involved. I can just tell them to do something and they'll listen.
Yeah, no, I'm not Bajoran. I'm not a member of the government whatsoever. I can just literally control the entire planet.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I always, honestly, as much as I make fun of it, I like that that's the way Star Trek works, is that, like, even if you did something really illegal, if it turns out you were right, they'll turn a blind eye to it.
Cisco's often right. I mean,
well, I don't just mean Cisco. I mean, like, Captain Kirk in Star Trek 4, like, or in Star Trek 3, more accurately, commits, like, a million fucking crimes. But then, because he saves Earth in Star Trek 4, they all decide that it's okay.
See, the lesson I always got was some people get passes, but we can't talk about it out loud.
And honestly, like, yeah, when you save the entire human race, it is a little bit fair for them to suddenly not mind that you stole one ship and didn't hurt anybody.
Kirk can kind of fuck around. It's cool.
Yeah, like if Kirk had killed the security officers to steal the Enterprise, it'd probably be a different story. But all he did was like lock them in a closet for a minute.
Yeah, he's just being fun old man Kirk. He's always doing stupid shit. Who cares?
Yeah, I appreciate that though, because that was done too many times that now movies always try to be realistic with it and have the hero still get in trouble at the end. And that was cool the first couple times they did it, but now it's gotten annoying.
What do you mean?
Like, when you have a movie where the hero still gets in serious legal trouble for what he does at the end, the first couple times they did that, that was an interesting kind of downer ending. But now it's just been done so many times that now when he gets arrested at the end, I just roll my eyes.
No, like, I physically heard you. You repeating that isn't helping me. I mean, like, I can't think of any time that applies.
Well, it's usually in movies that are forgettable, so I don't bother to remember their titles, but... I don't know. I honestly can't think of one off the top of my head because I hate that fucking trope.
I just can't think about that trope happening. Or, like, I can't recognize any time off.
This isn't the... Here's one. This isn't at the end of the movie, but in Last Jedi, when...
Okay.
No, actually, no, I'm sorry. That's a bad example because Poe actually was wrong. Never mind.
Tinky Winky? Lala?
No, the cooler Poe.
Did you just disrespect my fucking Teletubby?
Nothing wrong with the Teletubbies, but I never saw one of them bomb a First Order transport, so...
Okay, but I've never seen any Jedi have a magical sun baby, so...
Haha, Poe Dameron isn't a Jedi, motherfucker. He's a pilot.
All right, but he still don't got a son, baby.
Not that we know of, but he might. He did clearly want to fuck Finn, so
Yeah, but like a son, baby, a
Also,
baby who is the
you never really watched Red Letter Media, right? On YouTube?
no.
You should. They're fantastic. But there's a term they coined years ago that I still use, which is a case of the not gays.
Not gay.
Yeah. Which you could probably guess what that is. It's when there's like two characters who have a great dynamic on screen and the studio goes, oh fuck, make one of them kiss a girl to make sure the audience knows that neither of them are gay.
I still think that the song "Equal Rights" by Macklemore. It's funny how he has to tell us that he's not gay.
Wait, is that I can't change even if I tried? Is it that one?
Yes.
Okay. I know that's it is kind of funny that he did feel the need to clarify that.
Which is it is immortalized by one of the greatest lines in all of hip hop. When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought I was gay because I could draw. My uncle was, and I kept my room straight. Bro, like I wanted to get that tatted on my fucking arm. Like
I always remember Rucka Rucka Ali's parody of that, where he's
no,
like,
no. We don't need to quote him. We don't need
fair
to.
enough.
We can move beyond. We can grow.
I was telling one of my friends this the other day. I think the reason that I listened to Rucka Rucka Ali as a kid is because the first song of his I ever heard was Go Cops, which comes across very much like edgy guy being woke.
Oh,
so
God.
I heard that and I was like, oh, I get it. He's making fun of racists. And then I listened to like 20 more of his songs and eventually I was like, okay, I think he might just be racist. Never mind.
See, I need to point something out. Anytime a non-person of color is profiting off of racism, I don't care what fun spin we're going to give to it.
That was the other thing. I was under the mistaken impression that he was Indian.
That's funny as fuck.
No, it was because I'd read his Wikipedia and I misremembered what country he was from, and I thought it was India, but I think it was actually Israel. But which is another problem.
An Israeli plant pretending to be Indian.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he never. Well, maybe he did pretend to be Indian. Who knows? But I had misremembered him as having one white parent and one Indian parent, and I was like, oh yeah, that does explain his like ambiguous skin tone. I believe that. But no, I was wrong. And the point is that I thought he was doing a dark woke thing. My crime is that I thought I gave him too much credit. I thought he was being more clever than he actually was.
Your crime is giving white people more credit than white people deserve. And while I understand you're like, what are you gonna do? I'll tell you, not give white people shit.
I thought he was only half white people.
See, that's the thing. You can never trust who's white people.
That's true. Because fucking 100 years ago, the Irish weren't, and look how that went.
I mean, the Asians are almost white people. Who knows? White is just a demographic that means accepted but willing to ostracize others.
That's actually in that movie, The Order. One of the guys who joins The Order is a guy named Tony Torres, and they're like, "Hey man, where's that name from?" He wants in because like a black guy killed his best friend in high school, and he's fucking pissed about it or whatever. And they're like, hey, man, where's the last name Torres from? And he's like, oh, don't worry, it's Spanish. Full-blooded European. Don't worry. And they're like, oh, all right.
Spain, Torres. No, like, fine.
Yeah, but like I said, this is a fictionalized version of a true story. And this is, other than changing his name, this part actually happened in real life. He gets arrested eventually in connection to one of the robberies, and they get him to become an informant. And one of the ways, not the sole reason he agrees to become an informant, but they Jude Law, when he's sitting with him, says, how do you think your white supremacist buddies are going to react when they find out that you're not actually Spanish, you're Mexican?
Yeah,
and that's when the gears start turning in his head, where he's like, fuck, I'm not getting out of this unless I inform, am I?
Probably shouldn't be Mexican and racist.
Yeah, well, I don't know what happened to the fictionalized version because the movie ended, but in real life, the real guy did move on past racism and eventually write a memoir about what happened.
Well, thank God he stopped being racist and got a bunch of money for it. That makes me feel better, I'm sure.
I don't know how much money he got for it, but I know he wrote a memoir that got adapted into an HBO TV movie in the late 90s.
And whatever thing you watched.
Well, this isn't based on his book. He's just a small piece of the story. It's based on a different nonfiction book about this incident.
I'm just saying he's getting paid, okay?
I think he's dead now, actually, so probably not, but...
Well, he was getting paid.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. He stopped being racist. I guess that's good.
No!
It's still a net gain for the human race that one guy stopped being racist.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Or is it a net gain for him?
Well, for both, but I am always happy to be reminded that a racist can be deprogrammed.
Yeah, and Hitler can go to heaven as long as he believes in Jesus in the last moments.
Well, I don't actually believe in that because heaven isn't real, but,
Yeah, but if it were...
Let me find out what... I feel like, I'm trying to remember what happened to him other than that part.
Yeah, dog, I'm not seeing a net gain for humanity. Unless we're talking about through the myopic lens of his own self-actualization. Thank you, Bob Burnham.
Yeah, the 1999 TV film from Showtime called Brotherhood of Murder is based on the Mexican guy's memoir.
Yeah, so he's out here profiting.
Oh my God, they had William Baldwin play him.
He's profiting with a Baldwin.
That is fucking funny, man. The Martinez family, him and his wife, were played by William Baldwin and Kelly Lynch, man.
I'm understanding the stupid joke.
Well, there's no stupid joke. It's just funny they cast white people as Mexicans.
Yeah, because they're kind of like... I don't know.
Actually, to be fair, I don't know that his wife was Mexican, but he sure as hell was.
I mean, it sounds like he had a thing for white people, so...
Yeah, I mean, probably. Anyway, it was a fairly interesting story about a white supremacist gang getting their shit rocked by the FBI. Like, okay, cool.
I do enjoy when they get their shit rocked. I'll give you that.
And I liked the character dynamic between Nicholas Hoult and Jude Law. Like in the one or two, it had a really cool kind of Fifth Element style dynamic where, despite being the hero and villain, they only meet like once in the whole fucking movie.
That is fun.
But yeah, like spoilers, in the ending scene.
Wait,
they have
no, you can't tell me to watch a movie and then just go spoilers. No,
I'm just saying they meet. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Okay, watch the movie. I won't spoil anything. It's got some cool shit in it. Some good acting performances, some cinematography that didn't suck total dick. I don't know.
I mean, what the fuck else have I seen lately?
Nicholas Hoult with a bad early 80s haircut.
Like, what kind of bad early 80s haircut?
Here, I'll pull it up. It's not hideous. It's just, like, a little dated. Fuck off. Here we go.
In every history class is demonstrably false and pedagogically fascist.
Okay, you're not going to put it on fucking screen when I ask you to?
You know, the world is filled with blood and genocide and exploitation.
Yeah. Here it is. By the way, he looks a freakish amount like the actual Bob Matthews.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, Tony Stoneham for the people.
I don't know who that is, but I agree.
That was his character in Skins, and it was like he showcased his ability real early with someone who just understood a role he could do perfectly, and he ran that thing through better than I've ever seen.
That sounds like him. That makes sense.
And for a while, he was just Tony Stoneham, and like you didn't see him in shit. But then lately, I feel like a bunch of the fuckers my age who watch Skins finally got the chance to cast, and they're like, "Bring me Tony Stoneham right now!"
He and Jude Law both give really good American accents in this movie, by the way, speaking of acting skills.
Speaking of British things.
Well, it's worth mentioning because there are plenty of great actors who just can't do the American accent.
Like Hemsworth?
Yes, actually, though I was going to say Pierce Brosnan, but...
Who?
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, I watched a movie the other day where he's supposed to be a British guy who has transplanted to Kentucky, and it has resulted in the weirdest fucking accent I've ever heard in my life.
How old was he when he transplanted?
It doesn't say, but... In fact, yeah, it just doesn't say. I'm assuming an adult.
And the FBI killed Martin Luther King.
Probably. I could definitely be convinced with relative ease that they knew about a threat to his life and then chose to pretend they didn't see it. I could definitely be talked into that. Though I do think that likely, regardless of who he was working for, I think it's likely James Earl Ray did pull the trigger just because of how much evidence there was of such a thing, but...
I mean, I don't know, man. You ever seen James Earl Jones and James Earl Ray in the same room at the same time?
Didn't James Earl Ray die like a long fucking time ago?
You ever seen James Earl Jones and James Earl Ray in the same room at the same time?
You're not wrong. Though why would James Earl Jones want to kill MLK? Did he think he wasn't radical enough? Or
these are the questions we should be asking. I'm not making any statements. I'm just asking the questions. I'm Tucker Carlson, and I'm here with a stick up my ass.
Yeah, see, that's when people say, like, oh, the government killed so-and-so. Whenever that happens, what I think is a lot more likely is the government knew about a plot to kill so-and-so and didn't stop it, not that they personally pulled the trigger.
Unless it's Malcolm X, because they killed that dude.
Well, it is confirmed with Malcolm X that they knew about a threat to his life and quietly turned a blind eye to it. So
they killed that dude.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't buy into the conspiracy theories, it's demonstrable that they killed him through inaction.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I just always want to throw out here. I don't think in such a well-organized community that like Malcolm X could get like 100 dudes to show up somewhere on the spot within an hour, that a guy's going to be walking down the street with a shotgun outside the church where Malcolm X just happens to be doing a speech, and no one's going to say anything.
It is definitely convenient.
It's really fucking convenient.
Yeah. Like I said, I can be talked into believing it with ease. I'm just not going to proclaim... Well, I don't proclaim my belief in conspiracy theories easily, but, like, you can talk me into some of them. Hang on.
What are we going to talk into next? What's the next conspiracy theory?
Sorry, that was my mom. Honestly, before we go, I'll get into that. My favorite conspiracy theories are the really low stakes ones.
Like what?
Like, here's one I came up with. And I intend to do a full segment on this at some point, but I'll just give you this one. You remember how when the PS5 came out for like the first year and change, no one could get one because scalpers were buying them all up and there just wasn't enough supply to meet demand?
You mean how Sony manipulated the supply? That's just a thing.
That's what I'm getting at. But more than that, I think that Sony was paying the scalpers to hoard up all the PS5s to make extra money, and I think they laundered the money by making Morbius.
What?
What part is throwing you off?
The last part.
They need an explanation for where that money is going. I think they laundered it by making Morbius. And like Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter and all those.
But aren't those different divisions?
I mean, they're a different part of Sony, but that's just one company.
I just feel like the accounting division would have to deal with a lot of shenanigans for this.
I don't know, man. I can't think of another explanation for how a movie like Morbius supposedly cost like $200 million.
I have an answer, and I want you to hear me out.
Okay.
It is morbing time.
You know, I'm so glad that they haven't made a sequel to Morbius, because you fucking know that if they did, they'd put that line in somewhere.
I guess it's time for more morbing.
I'm really shocked, honestly, in hindsight, that Infinity War didn't make the joke everyone predicted, where someone says, "No shit, Sherlock," and then Iron Man and Doctor Strange both go.
I don't get it.
Because they both played Sherlock Holmes at different points.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the fact that because of that one hotel in that obscure old writing thing that makes Sherlock Holmes share a universe with like a fuck ton of stuff, that like Sherlock Holmes could exist here or something.
Oh, no, I was just doing a, hey, they both played Sherlock Holmes at relatively recent points.
That would not have been good.
Yeah, I'm not saying it would have been a good joke. I'm just saying that given how obvious a joke it is, I'm surprised they didn't go with it. I mean, like, whatever. As far as jokes go, that's fine, because it takes 5 seconds and then you can just move on.
You know, as far as jokes go, I'm just gonna say, because it's been long enough that we can make fun of things a little bit. So you like know how the right really hated Black Panther?
Yeah.
I would have called it Black Panther if I was them.
That's too clever for them. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Is I actually think that's like a great fucking wordplay that you could do with that, but they don't wanna.
The one thing not the one thing, but the thing that I laughed hardest at with the right-wing Black Panther discourse from 2018 was one of the fucking ghouls who you don't see a ton anymore. I think it was Paul Joseph Watson. I don't think it was Milo, because there's too many fucking words for Milo's short attention span, but I think it was Paul Joseph Watson. He was saying how, the left, and by the left he means anyone who doesn't think you should be allowed to hunt the homeless for sport. He's saying it like, oh, the left doesn't like racial segregation, but they're all in love with this movie about an ethno-state. And then I just said in response, like, yeah, the entire movie is about how it shouldn't be an ethno-state. Like, that's the whole message of the movie.
Is it?
Yeah. Of the first one, that is.
I feel like we're confusing what an ethno-state is.
Like,
Because
what,
there's
like,
distinct ethnic groups within Wakanda.
yeah, but he's Paul Joseph Watson. He doesn't understand that.
Well, I'm just saying it's not an ethno-state if you have it's like the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, I know. He's stupid. He's a dumb man. He's a stupid man. And he doesn't... All he sees is chimps when he looks at fucking black people. He just sees chimps in different outfits.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't either. I also really don't fucking like that that Shud the Builder stole the phrase chimping out, because the phrase chimping out is hysterical in any other context.
Who? Uh, what did he make it mean?
Oh, that's what he calls it when a black person gets rightfully upset that he's antagonizing them for no reason.
To be clear, isn't he going to jail?
Yeah, probably. Almost certainly.
Like, that was a vet with PTSD. Jesus.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, just the guy that he got in trouble for. Like, I feel like this one's gonna stick because
Oh, yeah.
I was very specifically like, I am a war veteran. With
Well,
PTSD.
before this incident that got him arrested, his whole business model for his short but sweet, and by sweet I mean terrible, streaming career is that he would walk around in public, find a random black guy, and then just start antagonizing him, like start screaming slurs at him. And then when the black guy would inevitably be like, hey man, please leave me alone, regardless of what tone he took when he said that, Chud the Builder would be like, oh, see, he's chipping out, bro, he's chipping out. Like, yeah, but like, if you said that phrase in another context, I'd find it fucking hysterical. Like, if you said, like, you know, oh, my brother's fucking World of Warcraft account got banned and he's fucking chimping out over it, like, that'd be really funny.
Do you remember that really old internet video with the kid who tried to shove the remote control up his ass?
Do not cite to me the ancient texts. I was there when they were written.
Well, but like that kid feels like a good example.
Yeah, by the way, he did, like, a decade later finally admit that the whole thing was a bit, but...
No shit, there were multiple videos. It was a whole staged thing. Did we not know this?
When the first one came out, a lot of people didn't.
Yeah, no, it was hilarious. I thought it was a funny joke.
He was on, if we're talking dark woke, he was on the greatest. He was on Dark Woke Patient Zero, which was Tosh.0.
Oh.
The show where Tosh would make little racist jabs, but then also confirm he was using the correct pronouns for a trans woman in 2009.
I don't know, dog. Tosh was fine because, like, one, it was right before South Park. It was very specifically, we're here to make fun of everyone hour.
Yeah.
And Tosh was pretty open about, like, I'm doing a show. I'm making money. I hate you all.
Yeah, he was dark woke.
I don't want to use that word here, but I would call Tosh ridiculousness, but good.
Yeah, true. I brought that example up because in hindsight, especially, I really do respect the fact that he had as one of his first guests a trans woman, and he like made sure he was properly gendering her.
Well, because he's a funny dude who can joke about things.
Yeah, but I like that because most comedians in that era would have made like a million jokes at her expense.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like at that point, that's when you when people are like, oh, the right doesn't have any good comedy. I don't know. Maybe it does, and we're just making our political lines in weird abstract shapes to not let certain people in.
Yeah, now he I don't know if you've seen Tosh recently, but now he'll just be like, yeah, cancel culture is good, and if you want to be mad at me for old jokes, you have the right to be.
Well, he's already got his bag. You don't like.
I know. It's just funny.
Like, I am getting a bag.
It's just funny because you'd think that if any comedian from the early 2010s would go like full alt-right Riyadh Comedy Festival, it'd be Daniel Tosh, but instead he's like, no.
I mean, if you'd expect anyone to be able to get with the times and be modern in an accurate sense and not just in a surface sense, it would be the dude who had the first YouTube coverage show before MTV made a bunch of money off it, if you ask me.
Yeah, before fucking Web Soup and all them.
Yeah, no, I think there's a little bit of validity in the thought process that he's quick to understand the world in which he lives.
There are some clips on that show that still live rent-free in my head. The dude fucking shitting like while riding the skateboard was fucking awesome.
See, for me, it is one specifically.
Which one?
The ripping and the tearing.
I forgot that was from him.
The ripping and the tearing, bro.
You know what? Here, I've got a quiz question for you. In the entire 12-ish year history of Tosh.0, there was only one segment I had to look away from. Can you guess what it was?
The jar. I don't know.
It was Dr. Pimple Popper.
Really?
He had her on before she had a TV show when she was just on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He
That was the
he
only
on.
segment in the entire history of Tosh.0 where I had to go. It didn't help that I was eating at the time, but
Now, folks, we're gonna have our Patreon set up soon, and when we do, remember, for the $1,000 here, we will have Larry forcibly watch Dr. Pimple Popper videos. You will get to see his live reactions. And even better yet, I will save up my various bodily anomalies to squish for yours and his viewing pleasure. Just think about that. Huss,
this decision was made without my input.
that's why they're going to love it so much. Think
See,
about Larry just watching all that ooey gooey squishy liquid.
See,
Or-
that doesn't gross me out, you reminding me of the textures. It's only seeing it that is like, ah.
You ever seen like a ball of burrata cheese be sliced open?
I actually don't think I have, but
You ever seen like mozzarella cheese when it's still wet? You know what I'm saying?
unfortunately.
Oh yeah, it's just like really, really picture it coursing in its grainy goodness. Yeah.
I'm so lucky that my body hasn't done anything that weird.
I mean, what do you want to do?
I don't want it to do anything. I'm lucky that my body has behaved itself for the most part.
Oh man, my body's done some really interesting things.
I've never even had a fucking cavity, dude.
I don't like that.
I didn't like candy enough as a kid, I guess. I don't know. Never had a cavity. I've never had my fucking wisdom teeth taken out. I probably need to at some point, but I haven't yet.
This man.
What?
Ice cream gods, get this man.
I eat plenty of ice cream too. That's the thing. I lucked out. I got my dad's tooth enamel that's made of fucking solid steel.
That's fucked up.
Other than this broken collarbone, which was when I was like 4, I've never broken a bone. I've had antibiotics like maybe twice to 2 or 3 times in my life. I remember I told you this once, and you were like confused and fucking almost horrified. I've probably thrown up like less than 10 times in my life.
Yeah, because this is insane. I don't
Maybe less
like...
than 20. Let's say less than 20.
Okay, every time I hear this, it still fucks me up. Because what the fuck?
Yeah, like let's say less than 20, because I don't know. But yeah, I've gotten stomach viruses like only a few times.
Like, dog, I've thrown up more times than you got books on that shelf.
Well, I mean, that's not that difficult to do, but yeah.
All the shelves, all the books, all the shelves in your house.
Yeah. I've never had like an illness. I've never been to a hospital for myself except for when I broke the collarbone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the last time I actually set foot in a hospital was 2019, and it was me driving my dad to the ER because he fucked up and hit his head on something, and then he wound up being completely fine anyway.
You sound upset about that.
I was upset about it. I lost like 4 hours of my life for them to say, "You're fine, give him an Advil they charged him $200 for, and then send him home."
It could be worse.
It could have been a lot better, too.
That's all. Whoa, short people got no reason.
That's true. I also just don't like being in an emergency room with like coughing children nearby.
Short people got no reason.
Yeah, like I was In total, I was in that hospital for about like 3 or 4 hours. I did not sit down the entire time. I didn't sit down or touch anything.
Germaphobe.
Well, I'm glad I didn't, because guess what the fucking date was, roughly, when we did this?
D-Day.
It was late December of 2019. What was just starting in the world in late December of 2019?
God forbid your butt cheeks touch something.
Well, I mean, yeah, you probably can't get COVID through your butt cheeks, but still, like, in
But that's what
hindsight, I'm
you're
really...
talking about.
Dude, I was at this hospital right at the beginning of COVID.
You standing up as opposed to sitting down.
I'm not getting fucking plague germs on my jeans.
You have a fucking clothes washer. It's the 21st century, dude.
Yeah, I know, but I also knew that I had to, like, wear those jeans for a little bit before throwing them in.
You don't gotta sit in your house. Once you're home, you can throw them in.
Well, I went home and then had to go back as the problem. I knew I was going to have to do that.
Okay, so you keep them by the door. You have indoor pants and outdoor pants. What's the big deal?
Well, it didn't wind up mattering. I just stood. It's whatever. I was fine.
This is too much. Just sit down.
Yeah, but guess what? Guess what the result of this germophobia is? I almost never get sick.
Yeah, but guess what the result of that is?
What?
When you do inevitably get sick because you are a mortal man, it's going to be like fate punched you in the balls.
Well, that was always true, no matter what.
Yeah, but every day you're just sharpening her knife.
Well, they do tell you that a dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp one, so...
Ha. Aha.
That actually is good advice, by the way, if any of you get into cooking. No, I'm saying, if you get into cooking, like, actually do keep your knives sharp. They're less dangerous when they're sharp.
Fucking God, no, they're not. That's so dumb. That's not true.
Why is it not true?
Because you can hurt yourself more with a sharp knife. Mishandling has nothing to like a sharp knife is more dangerous.
Not really, though, because it just cuts. It doesn't, like, rip the way a dull knife would. Like, the actual damage is more minimal.
What circumstance are you thinking of where, like, you're like, damn, if only my knife was more sharp, I'd be hurt less?
Here, I'll pull up Reddit because that's actual, real.
No one ever lies on Reddit. You're right.
The cuts caused by dull knives are way worse. Hang on.
This is.
Oh yeah, here it is. Sharp knives give you more precise cuts, and since with dull knives you have to put pressure on it, it can slip and you can say goodbye to your fingers.
So in other words, we're talking about the possibility of cutting versus the damage of guaranteed cutting. That's fucking dumb. That's literally people who are living in hypothetical land, not the land where people are actually getting hurt with the knives already.
Also, another good piece of cooking advice for you: a dropped knife has no handle.
Unless you're really good.
Well, yeah, but you should generally not take the chance.
Unless you're like, hey, kids, drop knives are great opportunities for you to learn juggling. Larry says there's no handle, but that means there's no blade. Think about it. A drop knife has no blade. A knife with no blade is the safest to attempt to catch. Therefore,
anyway, hang on. Okay. I need to go bring some stuff to my mom because she's worried about my grandma, so she's sleeping at my grandma's house.
Well, folks, you better be like a hillbilly and go and watch your grammar. You have a fantastic night now.
I am actually, assuming I'm not needed over there, I am stupidly going to watch the movie Free Guy because I've never seen it and I want to know. I don't know. I want to know how bad the next Star Wars movie is going to be. I think the only Sean Levy movie I've seen was Deadpool and Wolverine, which was pretty entertaining, but would not have been if it wasn't my style.
Larry wants to know how bad Free Guy is going to be. I say yes. All right, folks. Have a good night. I got to run. Bye.
We will be back on Thursday. See us then. Like the stream, subscribe, do all the stuff. Good night, everybody.